Hello and welcome to our video where we're going to show you our Trend Pro indicator with Automatic Optimizer. Okay, so we've got the indicator running on the chart. We use the green colour for the buy trend and then a red colour for the sell trend. But the actual entry and alert is where you get the arrow. So what it's doing, it's got various filters. So rather than just alerting on every single colour change, we actually give you an arrow for when the alert and the entry should be. Also, the line gives you the stop loss price. And that is also shown for the very live price with these little lines at the side. So we've got the stop loss there and the recommended take profit. And the other thing it shows you on the chart is the simulated trade. So we've got there a signal, that was the open price, and then it finished 2% in profit because we have a risk per trade of 2%. And that gives you this stats panel over a certain number of days, which is configurable. We've got general settings. The default is over 8,000 candles, which for a 1 hour chart would be just over a year. You may need to use the history center just to download, make sure you've got enough candles in your chart to go back that far. Okay, so let's have a look at the statistics panel. So this is all generated without having to use the strategy tester. It's all very quick. So we've got the number of trade days, got the number of trades that happened, average per day. We then have the profit and we measure that in risk reward ratio, and the reason is we've seen a few indicators that say success percentage, but it all depends what the actual risk reward ratio is, because you could have something with a high success rate, 75% let's say, but if the risk reward is really low then that may not be profitable. So that's very, very important with risk reward ratio. So if we're risking 2% per trade, if we win 2%, that's a risk reward ratio of 1, or -1 if it was to hit the stop loss, and we just add those together for all of these trades. We do still work out the profit in percentage terms, so that's the percentage gain on the starting balance compounded up. We do have the success percentage, that's the percentage of trades that didn't result in a loss. And we also calculate the drawdown, and this is the relative drawdown in terms of the peak balance, which is useful to know. And then the final value is the rank. Now what this is, we've got the indicator running on different charts, and if you click this, which is show other chart results, then what it's going to do is to go to those other charts and just see what the stats are for those, and then it's going to order them in terms of the most profitable first. And then we can see that this one is 8th down the list, Euro Pound 1 hour charts, that's rank 8. And then in the config button it's also possible to set various alert thresholds, so you can have the maximum rank, profits, success rate and drawdown, and that will just affect what alerts you get. And you can also turn the alerts on and off with this selection list. It's even possible actually to get it to alert these retracements and where you get the X, but we recommend keeping that to the recommended signals only. Okay, so now it's time to show you the really big feature, which is this automatic optimization. So let's open a chart that we've not seen before, which is the Australian dollar. So if we open that up and if we get the indicator and drop it onto the chart, so this is for the first time, click OK. Now what's gone on now, it's started up this automatic optimization. And what it's doing is going through all the various settings of the indicator, and there's absolutely loads. So rather than having lots of inputs that you have to set yourself, it's actually looking to see what's the best and what's going to give the best results. So the things it's looking at is obviously all the parameters relating to the algorithms that judge the trend, and there's a lot of those in there, and they're very sophisticated as well. It's a lot more than just a moving average cross. It also looks at all the various filters, so upper time frame checks, is the market trending or not, price action, how much has the market already moved, even things like trading hours, it looks at that. And then it looks at the stop loss regime, so it tries all different types of stop loss, either fixed pips or parabolic SAR or swing high lows, recent highs, recent lows, various ones, and it just sees which is the best. And then it looks at the take profit regime and what sort of risk reward ratios to go for, even partial closes, and also exits when the indicator goes in the opposite direction. So it'll have a look to see if that's best, and it'll even try things like trailing the stop loss and raising to break even after a certain profit's been reached. And this takes about 20 to 30 minutes to run. But once it's done this, it'll save it to file. So it'll then save it to file for the symbol and period, so you won't have to go through this again. And then Finally, what it will do at the weekend or when the markets have closed, if you have this option tick, auto start stop optimization when the market is closed, then during the weekend it will run through and continue to try and improve on the profit and obviously adjust to current market conditions and so on. Okay, just to show you, it's been running for a little while now, so if it makes an improvement, then it'll show you the timestamp and then what the profit was increased by, and then it'll save those settings to file, but it's never at the expense of drawdown, so it always makes sure the drawdown is either the same or less. And the other thing you can do on the other charts which have already been optimized, if you want to, is to manually activate optimization, because there is so many different parameters for it to try, so you may decide, well, I'm happy to give it 3 days. And the final thing to show you is that we've made it very easy to convert this into an expert advisor that can trade automatically. So we have our product in MetaTrader Market called the Strategy Automator. And what it is, it's an expert advisor, but it's very configurable, and we have a library of rules in our websites that you can download to the EA for all sorts of various indicators. And the top one is the Trend Pro, and then we have this quick load code here, so all you need to do is make sure on MetaTrader you've added our website to this allow web request. You'll have to do that once, and then it allows you to just put in the quick load code, replace existing, click download, click OK, and then it's downloaded the rules straight from our library. So that was all done through that config button, and this is now going to copy everything that's set up in Trend Pro. So leave Trend Pro running on the chart, and it'll also honour the various things under general settings with the risk percent and those alert thresholds. And the other things it'll do for you is look at news events as well, so it'll avoid opening a trade just before a news event, because a news event can really blow your trade out of the water. It'll also exit if you've got a trade open, there's a big news event coming out, it'll just exit just before that, because again it can just throw you to the stop loss. And it's also got this global take profit, so when your account reaches a certain equity you can set it to just close all trades. So that's all set up now, all ready to go, so any more signals coming through now will be followed by that. We've got the alert mode is already set to trade continuous, and you're good to go there on that. And that's all available from MetaTrader Market. Just to let you know though, on MetaTrader 5 we actually called it Panel plus Configurable Automation, because that better describes what it is really. And you can see here, by the way, it's copying obviously all the stop loss and take profit, and the EA, I should say, uses a hidden stop loss, so it's all sort of professional grade, and it'll log all your trades to a CSV file. And the best way of getting the demo versions, if you go to the Market tab on MetaTrader and just put in RunwiseFX as a search term, and then you'll see all our products there, and you can do the same on MetaTrader 5 as well. Well, thank you very much for watching. If you've got any questions, please email us at support@runwisefx.com.